Welcome, guests here and at home. I'm your host for today, Nancy Berry. Staying active in your community, whether it's physically, socially, or philanthropically, is important, especially in the later years of life. It could be the difference in the quality of life you live. Today we have with us several examples of seniors that are active in the DC community. They are here to share their experiences with us. First, we have Miss Senior DC herself, Tony Jackson. We also have Sandra Beers, a volunteer from the DC Office on Aging, Dorcas DeSasso, who's a Wellness Center participant, and next we have senior activist Buddy Moore. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
When you hear seniors on the move, what comes to your mind?
What comes to my mind, Nancy, are seniors who don't want to just sit down because we're seasoned people. We need to get out there and keep it going on. That's what I think of.
Yeah, for me, I think of the old saying that Jake Gaither, the Florida A&M football coach. I see seniors as being agile, mobile, and hostile. And the hostility part, I refer to looking at the telemarketers who call seniors and try to get them to buy something or buy into something. I think our seniors need to be hostile towards those telemarketers.
That's a good point.
I also see this time in seniors' lives as really a transitional time. At this point in our lives, we're often moving from careers to retirement. We're looking at changes in housing. We're looking at changes in medical or physical conditions. And, we also are looking at things like our finances. These things are also a part of being on the move, in addition to being physical and continuing to be active in the community and in, engaging in community involvement as well.
Okay.
I'm very happy to be a part of the Senior Wellness Centers. I participate as often as I can. I am a senior on the move. Every day I can. Every day I wake up, I look forward to participating in activities, and not only in my neighborhood, but at the Wellness Center. And the Wellness Center offer a great deal of activities for seniors who want to continue to stay active. I try to watch my hostile part, though.
So that kind of leads to the next question as to what activity or activities do you participate in that keep you on the move?
I do a lot of walking. I do not own an automobile by choice. I use public transportation for everything, and I walk as often as I can to as many places as I can. And I find that it does a number of things walking. First of all, it's the exercise. Number two, it keeps me abreast of what's happening in my community. As if I'm in a car, I'm so busy watching the traffic and the traffic lights, I'm not aware of the new buildings coming up and all the things that are happening. But as I walk, I'm still amazed at how often things seem to pop up if I haven't walked in that particular neighborhood over a couple of weeks.
That's true. I've had the same experience, even though I'm driving, and I'll say, where did that building come from all of a sudden? It's like it just popped up. But since I retired early this year, the beginning of the year, I've spent like the last 5 months really being involved in the Miss Senior DC pageant, and now taking over as the new Miss Senior DC for 2014. So that has really kept me a lot busier than what I thought I was going to be, and in a different frame of activity. And now, in even so, preparing for the Miss Senior America pageant in October in New Jersey. But other than that, I also, having been a person who was overweight early as a child, I really appreciate what Michelle Obama has been saying about childhood obesity. So I've had to incorporate exercise throughout my life continuously. So I exercise, I like to dance, I hand dance and line dance. I like to go out and do that. Done a little ballroom dancing. And I do step aerobics, aqua aerobics, and I will walk. All of these things help to keep me active and involved, as well as activities in my church as well.
She's moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to hear that she's doing all these things.
She's
because
really
at-
moving, isn't she?
Seniors on the
Yes.
move.
That's
Seniors on the
right.
move, and at the wellness centers, all of the activities that you just mentioned are offered.
Yes, they
I do the
are.
water
Free.
aerobics.
Free.
And free, yes. I do
Yes.
the water aerobics. I do weight training.
Yes.
They offer classes in line dancing. Excuse me. I also do the as I said, the weight training, and there's circuit training. And then we do the stepping to the aerobics with the cardio light. And everybody's enjoying themselves, and you meet so many nice people.
Yes, you do.
People who are doing things and not just staying home and becoming couch potatoes. I've never liked that word. I don't know what that means.
Right, right. It
Yeah.
sounds like with us, we're not really
No, no, no.
inactive.
No, we're
Right.
not. No.
Any other suggestions?
One of the things we've done at the Bernice Fontenot Senior Wellness Center, and one of our staff members spoke about this, we refer to each other as seasoned citizens. Not senior.
Oh, nice.
Sounds nice.
So,
Nice.
not to stop our flow, but we'll be back in a moment.
Any questions?
No.
You know.
We're not magicians, we can't read your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind.
What are the side effects, doctor, doctor?
How many times have you done this before? Will this react with my other medicine?
Hey, what are all these tests even for? We need your questions, each and every kind. Questions are the answer. Questions are the
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So now let's look at why is it important for seniors to remain active?
I think it's very important for seniors to remain active because many times after you retire, you may be in the home by yourself with your children have gone off and married or whatever. And if you call a senior that's been in her home or been in their home for a long time by themselves, they will talk to you forever and ever because they need to get out and get around people and socialize and meet other people that are just like them. So it's important to get out and get involved.
Okay.
Yes.
And another point that we, I think, should be careful about and be aware of, I've had some young adults speak to me about a parent who has retired and who is at home, who doesn't do anything, who sits and watches television all day. And we need to recognize that possibly there could be some psychological or mental depression going on in those cases. And it's important to know that there are resources in the city, particularly with the DC Office on Aging, for someone who might be going through that. So inactivity can be a condition or a symptom of some type of depression in our seniors, and we need to be aware of that. But it's important, we know that exercise actually makes our adrenaline flow and therefore releases certain things in the brain, chemicals in the brain that uplift us and keep our spirits up and that make us feel better and that energize us. And we also know medical science also tells us that continuing to be active and exercise has great effects on our cardiovascular and respiratory systems. It also helps brain function. It can reduce risk of diabetes as well as some cancers. So it is very, very important that seniors continue to be active.
So you have really touched upon where we were going next as to what are the benefits of seniors remaining active and on the move. Anyone else have anything else to add? I think Tony really went down the medical line.
She really did.
So let's,
I
what about
think-
immediate reasons, immediate benefits?
Well, I think it's longevity too, and it's quality of life. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, then chances are you will not become involved in anything. You're more apt to stay home and watch television and do nothing. Plus, this society for a long time, I think, did not value older people or seasoned citizens. And I think, therefore, we turned that on ourselves, feeling that we were worthless, that there was nothing for us to do once we had retired from the workforce. So I think it was a combination of how society felt about seasoned citizens and how we felt about ourselves early on.
And we do have a lot to offer. I mean, we have a lot of history inside of us that young people don't know about as far as how you got to where you are now. And it's not just by yourself, you're on someone's shoulders.
That's right.
Yes.
It's so true.
One of the things I enjoy also is that we get a chance to talk to other seniors, because a lot of them don't know that the centers are available, know the services that they offer.
So that would lead me to asking you, so what steps can we recommend to seniors as to what to do next to help them become or even remain active?
Talk to them. Let them know where the centers are, if you know, or let them know about the particular center that I participate in. I let them know the number. I give them numbers. I give them names. Become like an unofficial ambassador, if you will, that I belong to the Senior Center, and you can belong too. Just come on out and see what the center has to offer.
That's true.
You can even make announcements in your churches about the different wellness centers right here in your neighborhood, you know, that offers so much. I mean, they even have a food program. You can go and have lunch and go on trips and meet other seniors who like to play cards, or just meet other people who are like you.
Exactly. I find that when people see you and they see what you do, and then they'll ask you, well, how did you do this? Where do you go? And you can provide that information to them. And remember, they don't have to just start off right off the bat doing everything. Take small steps.
Yes.
You know, go in, get to know your nearest center, rec center or senior center.
And I think the DC Office on Aging is doing a good job in getting the word out through the Beacon newspaper and through various venues. So that's a positive.
So since we're all seniors on the move, can each one of you name a favorite activity that you have, or some activity that you would look forward to?
Actually, this is my third year volunteering at Langdon Educational Campus, and this is their first year with the 2-year-olds, and I am having a ball. They're teaching me something new every day.
I enjoy working out. I go to the center every day. I like the weight training. I like stepping to the oldies for the cardio exercises, and they really are uplifting and are so much fun, and everybody enjoys themselves, men and women.
Well, I'm a volunteer with the Metropolitan Police Department Youth Advisory Council. And I work with young senior high school and middle school students, providing leadership training and other types of activities for them.
All right. All of these things sound like they keep us all on the move.
Yes. I don't know if I have one favorite thing, but I have, you know, the pageant that's coming up, so that has to take my priority right now. But I also involve the work I do in my church with the our street ministry and going out to feed and minister to the homeless.
Oh, all right. So, are there any changes that some of you have noticed in the city that will help make us more active as seniors?
I find that the lighting, the evening and the night lighting, allows seniors who heretofore were somewhat afraid to go out at night. We are more apt to venture out at night if the lighting is good, and I find that the lighting is much better throughout the city.
Yes.
They're making the sidewalks more accessible. I did a study with some of the seniors and some of the young people who they hired with one of the other guests on some of the other programs. And they talk about how we're getting the sidewalks and everything more walkable.
Yes.
Yeah, they actually did replace the sidewalks on my street a couple of weeks ago.
Great.
And some of the parts of them were bad. And I actually tripped and fell a couple of years ago because the sidewalk wasn't even and injured my arm. So that can happen. And luckily I recuperated, but I still feel repercussions from that fall. But and they're also doing the pedestrian walks and the handicap walkways. And also doing signals that are good for the vision impaired people.
Is it also important to have family support when you're talking about being an active senior on the move?
Yes. My
Okay.
family finds it exciting. They said that, how do you stay so active? How do you stay so? I said, I have programs where I eat well, I eat better now. I enjoy myself so much, and they, whenever they call it, you're never home. I said,
That's
no,
right, yeah.
I don't need to be home
So
now
true,
because
so
I have things to keep me busy.
Well, on that note, we'll be back in a moment with more.
Greetings. I'm Romaine Thomas, Chair, D.C. Commission on Aging. Did you know that there are 6 senior wellness centers across the district that provide free programs to D.C. residents 60 or older? We want to make sure that D.C. citizens are able to take advantage of all the health, nutrition, wellness, and social programs offered, along with the newly installed fresh salad bars that are included as part of the free meals provided at these centers 6 days a week. For more information on the programs available or to locate a senior wellness center, call 202-724-5622 or visit us at dcoa.dc.gov.
So to continue, is it important also to have family support when being active in your community?
Yes, I think it is, and I think it is for 2 specific reasons. I do drive, but there are some seniors that don't drive, and they may have to count on a family member to take them to maybe a wellness center or something like that. And also, I think it's important for maybe you're in a program at the senior center and you want your family to come out and see what you're doing, you know. So I think those are 2 reasons that come to mind in reference to that.
Family support is always important, but I also believe that, like in my case, it's incumbent upon me to make the decision and make the effort to get out there and do things. Fortunately, I'm blessed to be able to drive and to be able to go and do things by myself. I know that's not true for every situation. But I think that those seniors who can should, they have to take the initiative and responsibility for themselves to get out there and become active. And it may be a little intimidating at first, but, if they just go out, take one step at a time, they'll find that they can do more later.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, my health is great. I have what I need to keep me going. And my children are disappointed that I very seldom call on them for support. So but if I needed them, I know they would be there in a heartbeat. So family support is very important.
I think those are all excellent responses. And I even think that even mentally, the fact that you have family or someone behind you probably makes a great impact on your thinking and feeling.
That's correct.
But are there resources available for those who cannot support themselves?
There are a lot of resources, and I think that in one sense, I think people do have to reach out and look for them. They're not necessarily going to come to them. If they don't go online if you can, if you're computer savvy and have that access, and you can find a long list of all of the support that is available. But if you know, they can take it upon themselves to just step into a wellness center or step into a recreation center. Even the recreation centers have senior programs
Yes.
available.
Yes.
Pick up a brochure that gives all of the programs and classes that are available within the DC rec system and wellness system, that they'll find something that, you know, to get started.
Yeah, I'm the outreach coordinator for the Bernice Fontenot Senior Wellness Center. And if we find that there's a person in the neighborhood who does not know about the center, we will actually go to that person's home and knock on the door and see if we can fill out an application for them in their home, and that has worked quite well.
Excellent.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing your experience. If you want more information or ways to get involved, visit www.dcoa.dc.gov for more information. And thank you, and make today an active day.